Hey, family. Hey, look, happy Wednesday. It's hump day. Humphrey, hump day. I'm loving it. What's up? I'm like McDonald's tonight. I'm loving it. What's going on? Come on into class. Let the class begin, y'all. Let's get it. The bell, then ring. So let's rock and roll. Y'all already know we in and out like a robbery. We're not going too slow, not too fast. Let's go. Let's learn something. Y'all ready? All right, let's go. Pull it up. All right, so I am that teacher. What am I talking about? I am that teacher. I am that teacher that goes beyond the walls of the classroom to impact the lives of my students. It's not all about the curriculum, it's about the kids. Because guess what? That's what stays, what you pour into the kid, not the curriculum. I can't even tell you about the curriculum, but I can tell you about the stories and the things that teachers did for me to change my life. All right. So I'm glad you are that teacher and I'm glad you're here. You know, we do 15 to 30 minutes and we out. Let's not forget the I am that teacher apparel. So if you would like it, go into our apparel studio and there you go. Janine just posted the link for you. And we have t-shirts, we have long sleeves. I slit this. So people like, I want that one, Val. No, I make my thumb holes. So I love it. All right. Yes, Marigny, you are that teacher. I know. So grab your apparel. I ship it straight to you. It ships usually within 3 days, 3 to 5 days. I'll get it to you. We're in a little of a snowstorm in Chicago, but it'll snow. It'll be a snowstorm by 2 o'clock, and by 5 o'clock the road to be clear. We are good here. All right, let's go. Post, tag a teacher, repost, tag a teacher, repost, tag a teacher. Do me a favor, repost and tag a teacher and share this what we're doing tonight. Let them see. Let's go. All right, don't forget, follow me on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. Janine, let me know, how many do we have? I think we went up one last night and I didn't get to see it. So yes, let me know. Subscribe. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. So if you have missed some of the previous sessions that we've done here, I upload them all to my YouTube channel and you can see some of my old speeches as well. When I go before COVID, pre-COVID. So I was going, when I go out to schools and I speak, I definitely, post them here. We up again, 167. Let's go. My goal is 200 before February 1st. Now, come on, that's Monday. That's Monday. Let's go. All right, so challenge review. Don't let them flunk out. No, that's not what we did last night. We did culturally responsive teaching. And so I took and went, so look what I did, y'all. I posted those pictures on social media and told the and my post was like, hey, do this with a child and go through it. And it was just like people were responding like that was funny. My kid had no clue what this was. I was really dying last night because she did not know what a cassette tape was. She was like, a recorder? The music play, it was so funny. But there is there's a gap between the teacher and the students. There is a gap. Let's go. What are we talking about tonight? Now, this is a serious topic. And I didn't know how to handle it when I was in school. So we have a critical civic responsibility to prepare our students. We have a critical civic responsibility to prepare our students. What am I talking about? When things happen in the world, like what happened January 6th, did you talk about it with your students? Whether you agree with what's happening, do you talk about it with your students or do you avoid the conversation? All of the things that happened with Black Lives Matter. Did you talk about it with your students, whether they were Black or not? When things happen in the world and people were killed and it was all over the news, do you have those conversations with your students? Do you know how to have the conversations with your students? Is it you're a little scared about it? Because for me, I think with a lot of it, I was nervous about it because I didn't know what their views were or what their parents' views were. So we have to have those conversations. And some people call them courageous conversations. It make you a little nervous, but you still got to have the conversation. All right. So cover the basic and verified facts. That's what you have to do when you're talking about like Columbine shooting or things like that. Like cover the basic facts, verified facts. Not what somebody posted on social media. But if you're going to have these conversations with your students, you make sure the facts that you're going to share are verified, because it can be a little nervous. You can be nervous, and it can be nerve-wracking to be able to think about having these conversations with your students. And like 9/11, I remember where I was 9/11. Yes, I remember. And just so happened my mother was in the same building with me. So I ran down to her class. I literally left all my kids. I ran down to my mother's classroom, like, did you see that? Did you hear about it? And my brothers are police officers. So it was really like, where are they? Are they okay? Are they at work today? And they were off that day, but they called them all in. My brothers was like, I'm not going in. I was like, really? He was like, yeah, but it was scary. It was totally scary. And then even when I'm looking in the comment lounge, and even people are saying like the inauguration, did you cover that? Whether you voted for Biden or not, did you understand the historical aspect of it? And were you able to talk about it with your kids and not have a biased lesson? Yes, yes. I love it, Donna. So this is what Donna is saying. This is what's happening in the comment lounge, guys. So Donna said, I call it current events. So that's a great way to say it. That's a great way to say it. Even when there's lives lost and it's serious, it's still a current event. All right, what did Janine say? I definitely talked about the incident with the Capitol, and we talked about peaceful protests, knowing that their voice can't still be heard, but in a peaceful way. I love it. I love it. Yes. My students and I read an article about the inauguration. This led to conversations. I love it. I love it. Yes. What do you say? What do you say, Yolanda? It is necessary. However, it's about authenticity. Yes, yes. And not just having a conversation to check it off as a to-do. That's important. That's totally important. And then culturally responsive and social justice. You can bring all that in. You just have to know how. But some people get caught up on the tension behind it, and they don't teach. But you can use that to teach, and you can show the children how to agree to disagree, and don't have to argue, and don't have to like fight because we disagree. And our kids need to see more of that, because you got to think most people in the same household, they agree. Same religion, usually politics are the same. So what they don't know how to handle when someone disagrees with them. All right. It says, I am going to ask my son if his teacher, yes, if his teacher talked to them about it, about things in the world. That's important, because sometimes it's like you may or may not have the conversation, but if the conversation comes up with the kid, they know how to handle it at school. Yes, you can get rigor. You can get rigor when you make it relevant. I see you. Don't worry about that, Marigny. I see you corrected your spelling. That's okay. Oh, trust me. I am not detail. I am learning to be more detail oriented. So I tend to misspell words a lot because I be in a hurry. So I understand. All right. What's the next thing? Oh, I went too fast. Hold on. Oh, no, I didn't. I'm good. All right. Be age appropriate. Now, you don't have to get in the guts and gore of a situation. Like I know Janine teaches the babies. So she's not going to go into the stuff they were shouting and right wing, and she's not going deep, but just the conversation so they understand what happens and why it was such an alarming thing. Or that the thing in Caliban, they were wrong for that. You can stay general. You don't have to be real specific, but you let your kids know the conversation is there. But stay, and then you can also send an email home to your parents and say, we know this is a tender, conversation we're about to have, but I want the kids to have a space. And then you might do a moment of silence, but don't just ignore it, because thinking about the culturally responsive piece, you could be ignoring an entire race, because if you didn't talk about Black Lives Matter, then the Black kids in your class may feel like you don't think they matter. So you don't have to go all into it and have posters up in your room, but you can have courageous conversations just to inform. So the comment lounge, what'd you say, Donna? Donna said, I talk about how school is like work and try to make it relevant so that students understand the core competencies, soft skills needed for the 21st century. Yes, yes. Gotcha, Donna. Yep. Exactly. Yep. You have to teach them at a young age. Yes, that is true. There are age appropriate ways to talk about it. Yep. I email parents after the conversation. And you may want to email before and after, because if you talk about it before, if you send an email before, then you can let the parents know how it happened after. So I think that would be pretty cool as well. Or some days when you have those courageous conversations, invite the parents on. Invite the parents on the Zoom and just, have the conversation. All right. Or you let the parents know the points of the conversation and what you're going to talk about. Let's think about it. Create a safe space for emotional response. Create a safe space. So if they're hurting from it or whatever, you can definitely create a classroom where they feel like I can say what I feel, even if they disagree. And then, you can steer the conversation, because if they're like, well, this, and I'm going to fight that. No, that's not necessary. So you'll find out how they're thinking and how they're feeling. All right, comment lounge. What'd you say? My administrators told us we were not allowed to talk about January 6th or politics. So was that personal or was that history? That was history. But I get it. If you're mandated by your administration, then you don't do it. You don't want to go against the grain. But at the same time, like, why? So what happens if your kids bring it up? If they tell us not to do something, I think it's great to be able to, you could talk without talking, or you can acknowledge without talking. But just don't shun the kids away and just act like it's okay. No, we got to have these conversations. Let's go. Next up. Encourage questions and answer honestly, not biasly. Honestly, you don't know why people did that. You can assume they're racist. You can assume that the boy was being bullied in Columbine. You can do a whole lot in the beginning. It's a lot of assumptions. But just make sure that they have a place to talk about it. Because what you want your class to be a safe space when things happen in the world, and a safe space when things happen in their personal lives. Let's check the comment lounge. I gave a general statement about it. I love it. I love it. I was mandated, but I called it current events. And my word of the day was inauguration. Hello. Because we can't teach our kids to avoid real world situations, current events. So you don't get to avoid them in life, and then they don't know anything. I wish that I understand. Now, I understand now the Electoral College, but I didn't understand it when they was teaching Constitution and all this other stuff, right? So I wish it was clear to me then. And how when they run for president, they can get the popular vote, but not get and not get the Electoral College votes. And I was like, okay, what you mean Hillary didn't win? She got the popular vote. I was like, wow, look, 50. I was in my 40s then. And I learned about it. So we need to bring that in. All right. Being a history teacher, I teach current history that will affect them. Yes, it does. It really does. Hey, Susan, what'd you say? Hey, my friend Susan. If kids bring things up, it's automatically a teachable moment. Come on. Come on, Susan. Yes. Kids need to be able to talk with a calm adult. Correct. And they need to be able to have a conversation with an adult that's not going to tell them, you're wrong for that. That is not right. We vote for so-and-so, or we do this in this house. They may think differently. Teach them to research and think for themselves and come to their own opinions. Let's get it. Use the event as a launching point for deeper learning. You could have easily talked about the process for the Electoral College. You could have talked about the process, the history, and not necessarily talked about the people running. Or why, some schools I love schools. They do a whole everybody voted. So they do the whole campaign and they do all that. Everybody votes and everybody does all of that. I love it. So let's check the comment lounge. Y'all are popping tonight in the comment lounge. All right. So we have, my principal does a good job of making sure we talk about current events with our students. I love it. I love it. I have a hard time talking with my first graders in a way that they understand what's going on. Yes. I could understand that. Yes. I faded once they began to talk about the former president and didn't comment, but allowed the students to lead the conversation. And I eventually faded back. Yeah, you have to just let them process, let them talk, and it'll change. They'll come to you when they want to be heard, and that's what's important, whether you agree or disagree with them. Your challenge for today: use events as an opportunity to engage with students and turn the events into opportunities for students to learn. Teachable moments, y'all. It's all about teachable moments. And a lot of times, teachable moments don't come in the curriculum. Teachable moments don't come in the curriculum. It's not a skill in the book. It's a natural, organic, authentic conversation that just happens. And then it's a teachable moment. And we should look for teachable moments and not avoid them. Because when you have those are the moments that last a lifetime. Because it's real, it's raw, and it's relevant to them. So let's use those teachable moments, whether we agree with why they happened or not. All right, I didn't want to go too deep tonight. I truly wanted to just touch on that because it's so many things that's happening in the world that we don't talk about. We didn't talk about COVID until COVID got extremely serious and it affected the schools. But if we had the conversation before, then they're watching the news. Look, my teacher started me to watching the weather. If nothing, I could tell you what time the weather came on. And I could tell you that they put a commercial in between the global, the world, what is it? Like they do the temperature all over the map, the US, and then they will come to your local city. I learned how to do that, but teach them how to watch the news or teach them how to get information. Like give extra credit for current event conversations if they bring it up, or rotate it and have somebody's in charge of a current event thing to share with the class once every Friday, current event Tuesday. It doesn't matter, but teach your kids to understand information and to seek news and learning. Now, I don't sit down and watch the news. I don't, but I know how to go find the information that I'm looking for. But when I was younger, I did, but then I realized they have a lot of negativity and I don't like that. So I don't watch the news like that. But we can grow, y'all. And I think we need to really focus on getting our students to get to the point where they understand their growth and they understand how what happens in the world does affect them, even if it's not in their driveway, in front of their house or in the apartment building, all of that. All right. So your challenge is to use current events to create opportunities of learning and find those teachable moments. All right. That's it. That's all. Says the clock on the wall, y'all. Let's get it. I didn't go on a tangent today. I didn't even fuss because it was a serious conversation. I really wanted us to take it in and absorb that thing. All right. That's it. That's all. Says the clock on the wall. Keep being amazing on purpose. You know why? Say it with me. I am that teacher. Yes, you are that teacher. And I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I have so many things coming up for those that believe that they are that teacher. We have our spring camp coming up, a teachers camp. I'm doing a teachers camp in March. I'm doing another teachers camp in March. So I'm doing one per quarter. And then July of 2022, we are going to Jamaica. We're having a teachers retreat in Jamaica. So we're getting all the information. We'll launch that July 1st of this year, but we're going in July of 2022. And I'm keeping the cost keeping it down much as possible. And we're getting some great rates because of COVID. So right now, if we start doing things now, we can really take advantage of some great opportunities. And the camps, I'm keeping the price down for that as well. Yes, Janine, thank you. We do have PD Thursday tomorrow. We have free PDs. You can go to my website, ValariHumphrey.com or extremeteachers.com and click the PD button and you can register. We do a full hour. So far we have about 50 teachers on. So you can come and get a full hour of PD tomorrow. All right. And February 4th, we're doing a masterclass in Clubhouse. So if you're not in Clubhouse, I'm telling you now, which is next Thursday. Next Thursday, we'll be in Clubhouse. And we're going to have an amazing time in Clubhouse. Mickey Smith Jr., Grammy award-winning teacher. He's the teacher of the year. He got a Grammy for teaching. He teaches band. And I am one of Illinois' educators of the year. And we're collaborating and we're doing a master class in Clubhouse next Thursday. I want to say at, I think 7:30 or 8 o'clock p.m. But y'all will see it. We're going to have the flyer out within probably by tomorrow. All right. That's it. What is Clubhouse, Donna said? Clubhouse is an app, right? It's kind of like Facebook. It's kind of like Instagram, but you can do rooms and you can go in different rooms. So it's like hosting a conference at a facility and you can go into different rooms and learn different things. So it's pretty cool, but it's an app. So download the app. Only iPhone users though. MacBook users. Sorry, not on me. I didn't make that decision. All right. So as I said, that's it. That's all. Says clock on the wall. Go be amazing on purpose. I love teachers that believe that they are that teacher because y'all care about learning and y'all students and not the principal telling you need to learn something or you need to care about your students. So keep being amazing on purpose, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Let the bell ring.